Hello, how's everyone doing? This is Kevin White with Kev's Trucking LLC. Coming back again. I'm sorry for the delay, but I've been going through a lot of stuff this year since this year has started, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Also, I want to tell you how I feel about the renting a box truck. How I feel about that. If you like it, you like it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's just start from the beginning. I told you in the other videos that I had a dedicated route with TQL. Well, on the third day of January, it got canceled. Apparently, the customer wanted to go with a flatbed truck to deliver the box cars. Um, so I probably ran two of them, and then they said, "Oh, they want to go with a flatbed truck." So I lost that right off the rip. So that was guaranteed money coming. Um, so I lost that right off the rip. Then right after that, the rental truck. I was driving to Amazon one night, and the engine lights came on. Two different engine lights came on. It kept coming on, and when I called roadside to come, they came and checked it out. Say the fuel pump was going bad. So they had to shut the truck down and get me another one. Well, this one didn't take as long as the last rental truck I had that broke down. They brought me one back the next day. Well, when you get another rental truck, you got to transfer the insurance. You got to fix the insurance to say the rental truck that you have. Well, when I did that, for some apparent reason, the insurance company somehow messed it up. My agent messed it up with Progressive, where they had it where they canceled the insurance on the truck that broke down, but it didn't say I had new insurance on the new truck. So by that happening, RMIS sent notices to all the companies, including Amazon, everybody, that I didn't have insurance. So now Amazon locked me out of the load board, and no carriers, no brokers would work with me because they said I didn't have insurance. So I had to get all that straight, and it took me about a week. It probably took a couple of days with the brokers, but it took me like a week for Amazon to get situated. So it was another week I couldn't run, and then right after that happened, I got COVID. My whole household got COVID. So that was another almost 2 weeks that I couldn't run because I had COVID and it was kind of bad. So that's another reason why I wasn't making no videos or anything. But all that happened. And then right after that, Budget wanted their truck back because for some apparent reason, the dealer that I was working with, he wasn't doing the contract like he's supposed to. So they wanted their truck back. I kept calling him. I was trying to pay him, and they kept telling me he's not. There was like only one person could do the contracts, and the contract was like, where I got the truck from is 2 hours away. I was trying to get them to transfer it to where I was, but they wouldn't do it. So they kept giving me the runaround. I couldn't get a hold to the guy. So I had the truck for almost a month, and I didn't have a new contract. So Budget wanted their truck back. So I had to give Budget that truck back. And then I got another truck. I went to Coop and got a truck. But, Coop's rates are a lot higher than the deal I had with Budget. So right now, I don't have a truck. I'm trying to get one. I'm finna go back into the dump trucking. But I still have my business. It's still going. But trying to find another truck is being very hard right now. I want to buy a truck. Of course, I'm not. I mean, the idea is to buy a truck, and that's what I'm going to go into how I feel about the box truck rental thing, if it was up to me, I wouldn't do it. Now, if you're new and you're not sure about the business, then I would get a rental truck just to see if you would like it or to see how it is. But to do it long term, I would not recommend renting trucks. Maybe it might be just my experience with budget, but I feel you're not making the money that you can be making by renting trucks. Even with the budget deal I had, I still wasn't making the money because of the mileage. I mean, the miles, you got to pay the miles every week. You supposed to pay a deposit up front, and they deduct it from that when you turn it back in. It just, I don't see the benefit. If you had your own truck, of course you're gonna have your maintenance and all that other stuff, but you could see your profits and expenses more better than with a rental truck. So the object is to get buy my own truck. The problem is the inflation of these trucks is so high. I'm not gonna pay $60,000-$70,000 for no box truck. I'll rent all for the rest of my time if I had to pay that kind of amount of money. I'm not gonna pay that. I wouldn't suggest nobody else to pay that. That's ridiculous. They've raised the price. I mean, I've seen other YouTubers. They say they got their trucks at the beginning of when this thing started. It was getting the trucks for like 20,000, 15,000. Now the trucks are 60, 70,000. Some of them, and they're $60,000, $70,000 without a lift gate, which is crazy because you're gonna need a lift gate. I would not get a box truck without a lift gate. If you do get one where you have you some money to put a lift gate on it. But I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on a box truck. So how I feel about renting box trucks, I wouldn't do it, but I know everybody's situation is not the same. I had to go straight into renting because I didn't have the money to buy a box truck because they're too high. So I wanted to get into it and see how it was, and it's lucrative. You can make money. I mean, I'm not saying, and I'm gonna talk to you about something else too. This is what I discovered because I want to be fair. I always want to tell you just like it is. I looked at other YouTubers. I follow Big Vic and Box Truck Couple, Trucking and Jays, all those guys. And I always was wondering, like, they be saying they make such and such and such on these loads, and I'm like, I'm not seeing those type of loads on the load board or that type of money on the load boards. What I discovered was it's the area you live in. I don't know if I covered this before, but it all depends on the area you live in. Because I had to take I had got a load, which the lady is still sending, the broker still sending me loads for me to bid on. We have a tire company here in Midway, Georgia, where they take tires from Midway and take them to various locations. Well, I booked one to go from Midway up to North Carolina. And when I got to North Carolina, I was trying to find me a load back. I saw how much loads it is up there compared to where I'm at here in Brunswick. It's so much different, and the loads are high. And now I see what Vic then was talking about. The loads are, that's where I believe that's where he lives. Him and Trucking and Jay, I believe they live up in the Carolinas somewhere. So I see now that it's all about the area you live in, where they're seeing these loads with all this money. But where I live at, down south, they're not trying to pay you that same kind of money. I'm further south. I'm right on the Florida line. They're not trying to pay you the type of money. So you have to research the area you live in to see how much money you can make. So that's been the issue. Because I was always wondering, like, I saw Trucker J's the other day saying they made such and such on this load, and I'm like, well, I don't see no load like that. I don't see no money like that flowing, and I discovered that when I went up there, like, okay, I see now that their loads, people are paying much. You got to negotiate still, but down here, the brokers are not trying to negotiate those type of rates that like they would negotiate the rates up there. That's what I'm saying. They know down here is cheaper. It's cheaper freight they can move than it is up there, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, the diesel prices are the same just about everywhere almost. So I don't understand that because I'm gonna negotiate. Listen, I got to spend almost $4 a mile. $4 a gallon in diesel. So who knows? But back to the point I was making. Rental game, I wouldn't do it if you can buy your own truck and you knew for sure that this is something you want to do. I would just go ahead and buy your own. If you're able to purchase your own truck, purchase your own truck. Just save money for maintenance, for breakdowns. Maintain your truck and save money for maintenance. But I wouldn't rent a truck. I'm just telling you, because I mean the rate. I know they've been saying like Ryder and Penske and stuff. They capping miles and all the other stuff, and I know they're higher than budget. But I think they maintain their trucks better than budget. I would say that because I heard the mechanic came and told me that. He said Ryder and Penske does better maintenance on their trucks than budget, and I agree with that because every truck I got from budget said it was supposed to be in for service like 20,000 miles ago, but it never was. And when I spoke to the guy, hey man, I need to get this truck serviced. Oh man, just keep driving. I wouldn't turn it in, man, because you won't have the truck for 3 or 4 days, So that's all I got to say. But like I said, I'm still here. Been going through all this, but I still got my business. And what I plan on doing is, going back to dump trucking a little bit, because I still want to get a dump truck and all that too, and still run the box truck. So I already got a driver, so I'm still maintaining. I'm still doing what I got to do. So all in all, that's all I got to say on this video. If you like it, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's giving feedback. I try to answer everybody's questions. If they ask me something, I try to read all the comments. But like I always say, whether you believe in him or not, Jesus still loves you. And I'll see y'all later.